What up? All right. We got another one from Jim Gaffigan.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. The great Jim Gaffigan.
Yes.
Yeah, man. What we got?
This is my trip to Sweden.
Okay. Okay. Good old trip to Sweden.
Trip to Sweden. Jim Gaffigan kind of looks Swedish.
Does he?
A little bit Swedish, even though I think he's Irish, but he looks Swedish.
Definitely. Isn't that where they do like yodelay-hoo?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay.
They yodel. That's called yodeling.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Okay. Now, I wonder if do they just like do it all the time out there? That like agree?
I think there's a reason behind it. I don't think they do it I don't think that's how they communicate, but I think that's they do it. Well, that is how they communicate.
That doesn't mean
yodelay,
No, it's playing, man.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, is that racist? Was that racist what we just did?
I think it's stereotyping.
Okay.
Some type of. All right, man. Let's go. Let's hear about his trip to Sweden.
All right.
In Finland, I was invited to take a sauna. I was also invited to go cross-country skiing. And all I could think is fun illegal here? What kind of antidepressant do you have to be on to enjoy cross-country skiing? I can't believe cross-country skiing's even a sport. Hey, you know that awkward part in downhill skiing where you're trying to get over to the lift? What if we just did that? This is fun. And to turn around, you know what? Don't turn around. Let's go across the country. People who enjoy winter seem mentally unstable. Right? Some of those winter activities should get you committed. It's like, look, we love you, we're just worried. I mean, yesterday we caught you walking through the woods with tennis rackets tied to your feet. This morning we saw you sweeping the frozen lake. What's next? You sitting in a sled being pulled by dogs? Get some help. Oh, I did one of those genetic tests. I was surprised to find out I'm all Asian. You do learn things from those genetic tests. Like, I discovered I wasted $100. They send you information. Mine just said, dude, you're white. In fact, you're very white. I hope you feel guilty. They didn't even break out my nationality. They just highlighted all the British Isles. They're like, you're trash from here. People need sunscreen. But what do we expect to learn from these genetic tests? Like, oh my gosh, I'm related to my ancestors.
True.
We're only gonna find out bad news.
True.
You see it in the commercials. I thought I was Italian, but it ends out my great-grandma was a So I guess I'm Eastern European. Sometimes people think I'm saying Eastern Europeans are and I am. No. My point is, only good family news is passed along. Like, if your great-grandfather was Abraham Lincoln, you'd already know that. But if your great-grandfather was the town drunk, your grandpa's likely to go, I don't remember. I think he worked in a bar. Chief gutter inspector. I do know I have some Irish ancestry, but apparently the Irish didn't keep great records because, well, draw your own conclusion. Some tells me they weren't busy sunbathing. I'm Irish, but I have blonde hair. Supposedly the only reason the Irish have blonde or red hair is because the Vikings invaded, pillaged, and probably other stuff. Those Vikings, the Scandinavians, I don't know if you've been to Sweden, it's like a whole country of Scarlett Johanssons. If I was in Ireland at that time, I would have been, oh no, some Viking lady's coming to pillage me. I guess I'll hide on this bed covered in rose petals. Hopefully she can help me put together that table.
IKEA.
They say last names can tell you something. Like if your last name is Cooper, that means you probably had an ancestor who made barrels. If your last name is Cantor, that means somebody along the line was a singer. My last name is Gaffigan, which is Gaelic for highly anxious. And when I learned that, all I could feel was highly anxious. How anxious do you have to be for people to go, you should go with that as your name? Why's that? That's what we call you anyway. It does seem like some last names were chosen to impress, right? You know, someone's like, you know what? I want the ladies to know I'm successful, so I'm gonna go with a last name Goldman. Goldman. What are you going with? Wiener. I want the ladies to know I like hot dogs. But who knows? Maybe last names mean nothing. You know, where I'm from in Indiana, there is a guy who owns an RV dealership, and his name is Tom Raper. That's his name. And there are billboards, come see Tom Raper. And people go. Well, we should check it out. Now, I don't know why we would let someone named Raper sell RVs. They are essentially mobile crime scenes. If my last name were Raper, I wouldn't leave the house. How do you even go out to dinner? Party of two, Raper. Is there a Raper here? Are there family reunions? Are you a Raper? I'm a Raper. Is this your son? He looks just like a Raper. So fun getting all the Rapers together. In Milwaukee, I stayed in a hotel named the Fister. That was the name, the Fister. And obviously they were sensitive to it sounding weird, so they added a P at the front, so it was the Puffister. Hey, it worked for Michelle Pfeiffer. And that hotel was started by a man named Guido Fister. I thought, my name's Guido Fister, why don't I go into hospitality? Guido Fister. His name sounds like an ethnic slur. Get out of here, you Guido Fister! Go fish somewhere else!
Oh, shit. Yeah. My last name was Raper. I wouldn't leave the house. I wouldn't leave either. I changed my name. Damn.
Yeah, man. He said I may be he said I may be half Viking.
Damn.
Oh man.
That is dope though. Yeah. He said like your name is associated with like what your past ancestors basically job was.
Yeah.
Like Cooper was a barrel maker, he said. If your last name's Cooper. What's Cooper? Cooper, is that a barrel maker? Cooper?
I guess so.
Then he said Cantor used to be a singer, yeah. He said Gaffigan, you're highly anxious. I'm gonna go with Wiener.
Hot dogs.
Ladies know I like hot dogs. Oh shit! Yeah, I changed my name, man. Like my last name, what's your last name is like Hitler, or some shit like that. Like you change your name.
Yeah.
You'd have to change your name.
Yeah.
It'd be hard getting jobs and shit, and
just own it. You should be able to just change your name if you want to, man.
You can just change your name.
I mean, I know you can. Yeah.
Get shit.
It should be more common, I guess.
Ron Artest changed his name to Meta World Peace and shit.
Yeah.
And then like somebody else changed their name too. Enes Kanter, what did he change his name to? Something World something.
Yeah, Meta World Peace.
Well, Meta World Peace was Ron Artest, but yeah. Yeah. Weird.
You said Chad Ochocinco? Who'd you say?
No, Enes Kanter.
Oh, Enes Kanter? No,
yeah, he changed his name, and then Ron Artest, of course, changed his name to Meta World Peace back in the day.
Yeah. Okay, man. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's definitely It's definitely odd, man. Yeah, I wonder what. Yeah, I think you should like that. I think you should be able to. You know, it should be more common. I guess if that's the. I don't know.
If you could change your name, what would you change it to? Would you want to change your name?
I don't know if I'd want to. I don't know if I'd want to, but.
I don't think I would, because already so many people know me by Frank. So I mean,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you change, and then it's like, my name's Mike now. Who the fuck is Mike?
What if you got to a certain age and you had to do it?
What? Like, all right, nigga.
Yeah.
45, time to change your name.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like you get as of age like 18, you're no longer of that league.
18.
You know what I'm saying? Or whenever you decide to marry and you know.
Well, that's what some
automatically.
some women change their name when they get married.
Hyphenated.
Some don't.
No.
Some don't. Some like
some men take the
some men change their name.
same, yeah.
Some men change their name.